This is my 1949 Studebaker 2R5 half-ton pickup truck that my sister and I are in the process of restoring. And today what I wanted to talk about was mounting the radiator onto the vehicle. This is my radiator for my Studebaker. This is actually the original radiator that was on it when I bought this thing back in 1984. And I was able to get this rebuilt by Kirby's Radiator over Fort Worth. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things. Here's where those bolts are. These mounting holes here are where those 3 bolts go on to each side there. You can see that there. And then down here on the bottom, you've got these fins. Sort of looks very similar to this up there. These are what slide into the slot at the bottom, and that will hold the radiator in place enough for me to put the mounting bolts on to get this mounted. And so we'll just go ahead and get the radiator mounted. Again, these are the slots where those fins slide down into there, and that's why I had to clean those out. Just as a reminder, make sure you clean those out before you take it and get it sandblasted and powder coated. Mounting bolts are all 5/16, just got to line up the holes. So that's got her mounted, and here's those 3 mounting points on the radiator on the back side here, those 5/16 bolts that I got it lined up with. And you can see the distance between the fan blade and the radiator itself. You can see here the bracket's pretty steady, it won't rotate, you won't be able to hit that fan there. I went ahead and mounted the radiator and heater hoses. This upper radiator hose is about 9.5 inches long, but I believe it really needs to be about 11 inches long so it can fit further up on these 2 connections here. This is the lower radiator hose that connects to the bottom of the radiator and to the water pump. I had to modify it a little bit because originally it was rubbing against my motor mount down here. And so what I ended up doing was cutting about 1 inch off the hose here, which allowed me to pull it further this way and separate it off the engine mount. And I no longer have it rubbing, so I don't have to worry about a hole getting in there. This 5/8 inch hose connects from here actually to the heater core, but since I don't have the heater core, I went ahead and just ran it over to the shutoff valve. This is the shutoff valve that you open and close to allow water to go into the heater core to run the heater in the vehicle itself. So I connected this hose here to there, and that way I don't have to worry about that until I get the heater core put on there. Now that I've got the radiator and heater hoses connected, the last thing I needed to address was where the mechanical water temperature gauge connects to the engine, which is just right here on this driver's side, just in front of the engine oil dipstick there. I have my gauge cluster out, and I'm going to get it reconditioned so it's not available to use. I purchased this 3 gauge set here. It has a mechanical water temperature gauge, it has an amp meter, which I'm not planning on using, but it also has a mechanical oil pressure gauge, which I plan on using and connecting to the oil pressure line over here. Mechanical water temperature gauge comes out, the line comes down, just connects to the engine right here, and that should be able to suffice for keeping an eye on the engine operating temperature. And so hopefully this will help somebody else out there. Thank you very much, and bye.